All right, it says we're live. I'm going to give it a minute.
Yay. Hi, everyone.
It works.
I always feel like it takes a little longer with this new streaming software.
Oh, it went quick on mine, at least.
Did it? Maybe I need to refresh. Oh, there we go. Oh, I did need to refresh. Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, and I'm going
to again for the first time in way too long.
Yay. All right, and there we are up on my phone. Or perfect. So when I start working, I can still see what we're doing.
Beautiful. Okay.
All right. Well, I think eventually we'll have a couple people pop in.
Yeah.
So what are we doing today, Heather?
Well, as everybody pops in, we are, well, first of all, we're just having fun and chatting. Like, yeah, it's been too long. It's really just been too long. I think that's like the best part. Who cares what we're using? We're playing with some Simon Says. I know Leah's using some of the most recent release. I kept wanting to pull out, because I've been playing with the April release, which doesn't go live for like 2 weeks. So I kept wanting to pull that out. I'm like, no, Heather, slap the hand. We can't show that yet. So I went back in my stack of stuff from my last order that I hadn't had time to use yet. And I'm going to be using some older, then Leah will be using some new, and we're just going to ink blend and play and chat and have fun. So.
Hi, Mercedes and Melvina.
Melvina.
Well, so happy to see you guys here. So I was in the middle of moving and then I got sick. So I didn't really have a chance to use anything from the last Simon release. And then I got a stencil, but I didn't get the die set with it. So I bought the die set. And you know, my new mantra this year is if I buy it, I have to use it. So
same. And that's why
I'm going to feature today.
This was on the order I placed and I hadn't used it yet. And I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to break out. And that's what we're going to do.
So I'm going to say right now, there's work going on in our house. It's supposed to be done Tuesday, but such is life. So if you hear any loud noises, banging, random men coming down behind me, if I happen to be face, that's what it is.
Or talking, or, music, or dust falling on your head, or
oh goodness,
the dust. I hear it.
Oh, Carol, thank you.
Oh, all right. What else? Is there anything else? I know we'll probably talk about this now or later as we keep crafting, but I know we'd recently talked about trying to get our Friday night craft alongs. We're kind of holding off just a little bit longer in those. We're still working on behind the scenes, but I have a trip coming up in May. Leah's still getting settled, the house projects and everything, and trying to get things rolling on our house building. And we just kind of went, you know what? We both just need that breather and a little more time. So we'll probably start a little bit this summer. Hopefully that'll be more of a laid back time for anyone who does want to join us and do that. So
absolutely.
All breathe.
I'm a little overstimulated over here, but it'll be okay.
If you feel like twitching, it's just house project. Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Well, should we flip the camera on and just kind of slowly start showing everybody?
Let's do.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, let me get my little phone set up here so I can see things a little bit better.
And we're going to show you real quick some of what we're using, but they are, the main items are linked in the video description. And we have the full link because we didn't kind of want to put everything in there because it just makes the description super long. Yeah. So there's a full link list to both of our link lists with everything. And hello, Lucy G Cards from London.
Hi, Lucy. So glad you're here.
And is that actually London, UK? Because I know there's a few different Londons in the US, but I'm guessing that's actually part of that leg of that trip that I'm doing in May. We're going to have a day or two in London, and I've never been there. So
oh my goodness, that's so fun. Yeah, I've never been there either. Super all right, okay, you want to go over yours?
Go ahead. You go first. You're all
okay. So I received the White Fusion stencil set, which is really pretty. And so then I went ahead and bought the coordinating die. And the kind of main reason why I bought the coordinating die is there's this great little thanks sentiment included in it, which I thought was really fun. So I'm going to feature both of those. And then I have some of the easy strip things that Simon comes out with. And I actually have a set that is already actually foiled as well. So I think I'm going to grab one of these. I'm not sure which one yet. I'll just trim it down as a nice little secondary sentiment. And then finally, I'm going to use those fantastic rainbow gems that Heather turned me on to.
Okay, I got her hooked on those. It was one of those random where I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I'll get those.
So
and then I got them.
Obviously, I'm going to ink blend my leaves in rainbow color. So giving it away. I'm giving it away.
Yeah. What else
what about you, Heather?
All right, so I had this super cute lemon zest die set, and I'm going to do some ink blending, just cut it from white cardstock. Then the sentiment set that I haven't even opened the dies yet. I haven't even cut them apart. So whichever one I pick, I'm going to have to cut that one apart.
Oh,
I didn't even get that far.
I think I have that set too.
Brand spanking new. Yep. And look at those cute little hearts on there. And then there's a coordinating die for those. So those might even get extra on there too. And then this is, I've used this on actually even a couple of lives. It's just one of the Rainbow Splash. It's just a plain embossing folder. It's not a 3D one. And I am absolutely obsessed with it on vellum because the 3Ds don't work as much on vellum. They tend to kind of crack and push through, but this one works beautiful on vellum. So those are my main items. And then pattern paper and basic dies and all that kind of stuff.
So I did grab a 3D embossing folder, and I apologize if that loud noise is coming through. I did grab a 3D embossing folder in case I want to add a little bit of detail to my background. It's not on my link list yet, just because I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. But I may have to pick your brain on the correct sandwich for these again if I decide to use it.
Yeah, as long as you're using your Platinum 6, I know the sound. Okay, good.
Yes, I will be using my Platinum 6.
Nice. All right.
All right.
Well, do you want to do a panel of that just in case? Because it works best if you mist it with water and then it has time to dry.
Oh, sure. I actually have an extra panel. We could just go ahead and do that really quickly.
That might be worth it. And I'm going to just muddle through some die cutting here for a little while so I can.
Yeah, let me get my platinum out real quick. Make sure I have some space. Okay, what is the sandwich, Heather?
Okay, so you want your platform A and B.
Okay.
You're using the universal plate system.
A and B, got those.
And then you just put your embossing folder on there with the cardstock inside once you dampen it. And then I use that piece of cardboard that comes in the packaging as the shim on the top.
Oh, okay. So just use this piece?
Yeah. Yep. That goes right on top. Okay. And then another trick that I learned here recently, you know how sometimes the 3D embossing folders, even when you get them wet, how they kind of like crack the paper and or kind of fold it in funny?
Yeah.
If you turn the embossing folder, this one isn't a 3D, but instead of putting it through like straight through like this, turn it the wide way.
And it still goes through?
Yeah. And then the cardboard, it won't cover the outer edges, but there's more pressure there anyway. So it always embosses great.
Okay, and so like that, would you still put the cardboard like this?
Yes. Yep. But then put the embossing folder, what's horizontal instead of vertical.
Okay. Anyway, all right. I'm going to put down my paper off camera and then I'll do it.
Fun. And I saw Lucy G. She replied when Leah was going through her supplies, but she is in London, UK.
So very cool.
Super excited to be in your neck of the woods here.
All right, let's get this guy added here. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use this, but if I do, it's nice and done.
There you go.
I wanted the option. I like to have the options.
Be prepared.
Okay.
I just figured then it has time to dry. And if not, you'll use it on something else.
Exactly. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to get this out of the way and we're going to look at it together. Okay.
I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. And here we go.
Nice. All right. Let's see how this turned out, friends. Oh, hey, that turned out really nice. It's just subtle. And I always like the other side. So I typically prefer the debossed version versus the embossed version.
Okay. My die cut machine was loud, so if you were talking to me, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying it turned out nice. There's no cracking. Might be a little light in a couple of areas, but that's okay. And I actually like the debossed version better.
Oh, nice.
Over the embossed. Yeah. Cool.
Very good.
Well, I will let that sit aside and dry for a little bit while I get going. I have 3 panels to ink blend because I'm doing that rainbow. So
nice. Okay.
I have 3 panels to blend here, so I'm gonna have to be a blending queen.
Very nice. Got time.
Okay, yeah, we definitely have time. Okay, that's the die set.
One of my little pieces flipped there, so I didn't get my flower, but I'm going to cut several of everything anyway.
Is very, very cute.
I love lemon stuff, so I'm
Me too.
Good to
me as well. Okay,
let's try that. I'll be right back again. I'm going to go die cut one more time.
Sounds good. I am going to start pink and orange. So one leaf is going to be pink and orange. The next leaf is going to be yellow and green. And the final leaf is going to be turquoise and purple. And I think I'm going to arrange them so we're just a little bit kind of cascading down the thing. So I'll end up cutting away a lot of the leaf actually, but I still think it's going to work out. So this stencil actually has 4 stencils, but I am not using the one that's the whole leaf. So I'm going to leave the outer parts of that all white. I'm just going to use the three detail layers to bring this card together. And I think that will also help it not take so much time.
That's probably a good idea. I'm going to be doing lots of ink blending, so take your time.
Nice.
It'll surely take a while. I was thinking about doing 3 lemons, but I'm kind of looking at going, I don't think I'm going to fit more than 2 on here.
Such a cute set. And these stencils are exactly A2 sized, so they should be really easy to line up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, as I go through the... Sorry about that.
Okay.
I am not sure what comes through audio-wise. I'll have to watch the replay and see.
It comes through, but it's not awful.
Okay.
For anyone who's joining us and watching live, since I know Leah's not going on any trips anytime soon because she's just moved to Montana and is building a house, but does anyone else have any fun vacations planned this summer? Since my mind's on UK now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit wrong because I do have to drive to Spokane on Monday because my car's check engine light came on. So,
but that's not exactly a vacation.
That's definitely not a vacation. So that's super fun.
I'd love to hear if anyone else has any fun vacations or trips.
Okay. There is pink. I feel like these are going to come together nice and quickly.
I haven't even started blending yet. You're going to beat me. Today's going to be the day that you're going to win.
Oh, I don't know about that, Heather.
Although I guess I'm doing all my die cutting first and then ink blending.
So then you are gonna catch up. You will absolutely catch up. You always do.
You never know. One of these days it's not gonna happen. And then
we did book a trip back to Minneapolis at the end of August for a week.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be a fun one.
Yeah. All right.
A couple more leaves.
So I'm trying to decide. I think I might just do olive. I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to finish each leaf in entirety, and then I'm going to go and then move on to the next color palette, the next one. I think that's how I'm going to do this.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Carol is going.
Oh, yep. I'll let you take it.
You saw the same thing. I was reading it. How fun.
Carol's going on a Disney cruise. How fun. I have never been on a Disney cruise. I hear they're wonderful.
And happy anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary. 25 years. I think Josh and I hit 23 years this year, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. That looks pretty lined up. I think this is a little bit more of an abstract leaf a little bit. So as long as you kind of hit the general vicinity, the die will easily cut it out.
True.
And I'm going to put inks away as I go so I have less mess on my desk.
You are smart. All right.
This isn't my first rodeo. All right.
I know that feeling.
On to next shades of pink here.
Okay. And I'm finally ready to start ink blending.
Oh, if you're already starting the ink blend, you are 100% going to catch up and beat me.
Beating might be a little generous, but it's the best. So how many of these have you gone on before, Carol? Inquiring minds want to know.
I know. That's amazing. I've been on cruises, but I've never been on a Disney one.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever been on a cruise, Heather?
I've not. No.
No?
This is your 13th Disney cruise. Wow, you must love it. Die-hard fan there, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move all of these little pieces.
Oh, that's coming together now. Kind of pretty. Wasn't sure what to expect. All right, let's get this last layer on here.
Okay. I'm ready to start ink blending. Let's see, actually realizing I'm starting there with my darkest color, and I think I actually want to start with my lighter color.
I will mention I just noticed today that the stencil set is now on pre-order, so it must have sold out. But the cool thing is you can pre-order, and they just hold your order until it's in. And I looked, and it said it should be in like mid-April, so it's not too far away. So on this stencil, if you are wanting it, just keep in mind that it's currently not in stock, so they're having to restock it. Of course, that happens.
Of course. 18 cruises total. Wow.
Whoa.
So clearly the Disney must be your favorite. Is there any others that you've really loved?
That is really cool. I think I've been on 5 cruises. I think 4 Royal Caribbean and 1 Norwegian.
And I know you did Alaska.
And that was on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah. So have they all been that same like Alaska area or?
No, we've done 3. I've either gone on 4 or 5 cruises. I'm not exactly sure. And all but one of them were in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said Alaska was your favorite.
Alaska was definitely my favorite. I am a cold weather girl. I'm not a warm weather girl. I am not a beach sitter.
Yes. Hi, Wendy. Wendy said she's prepping food for dinner.
Hi, Wendy.
You didn't miss much. We're just kind of getting in the swing here.
Oh, look at how fun that turned out.
Cute. Look at look at those lemons.
Oh, those are so cute, Heather. All right, there's leaf 1. We got to do leaf 2, which is new color palette. So let me switch out my colors here.
Lucy's been on an Alaska cruise, and she'd love to do a cruise around Japan. I bet that would be a really fun one.
That would be actually super fun.
Amazing.
Our first vacation after we build this house it's not a cruise, but we're going to go to Iceland. So
yeah,
we're super excited about that at some point in the future here. Okay. So the next guy is the yellow and green leaf, but I should probably clean the stencils. Now that I'm thinking about that.
Yep. I need to clean off my cookie mat here. So the other part of that trip, we're starting in London for just a couple days, but the main trip, which is probably why I have lemons on my mind. Can anyone guess where it might be with the lemon?
I know, so I won't say. I am privy to this information.
I know, you know. All right, I'm gonna get all of my leaves on here.
Lots of cruisers in the comments.
That's I know. Fun. I'm surprised. It's really cool. I feel like I've missed out on my opportunities here.
The only thing I would worry about for you, and actually, now maybe in this day and age it would be easier, but with your food allergies, I would worry about if you could, how well you'd be able to eat food.
Leah and I are kind of special needs with our
yeah, mine's a little easier. Mine's much easier.
Yeah, we're a fun pair to travel with, though.
Yeah, we're a little fun to travel with.
Although we get each other. With other people, we're like, do you really want to eat with us? Do you know what you're in for?
I know. Like, are you sure? Those are sure if you want to do this. All right, let's get this lined up here. Oh, apparently Disney cruise is good with allergies. So,
which I believe, because being to Disney
that
World,
totally
they
makes
were
sense. Yeah, you've gone to
really
Disney
good.
World and they've been great there too, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I mean, at least the allergy is not like life threatening, but I feel like even when I kind of downplayed, like, hey, I just want to know, they'd be right out with the chef. They had a notebook with everything. They knew what was in there. So
Wow, that's pretty cool.
that was really cool.
That is really cool. So maybe that's your cruise line,
That's
Heather.
the one.
That's the one.
I suppose I can suffer through it.
How's your blend-in going over there? Ooh, that's fun.
Good. I know, I'm watching yours.
Looking pretty.
That leaf is huge. I had no idea. I mean,
It
I
is
got it.
huge. It's bigger than I expected, actually, but I think I can figure out a way to make it work.
Just gonna have to piece on part of it. And
Yep, and I'm gonna, yeah. I think it'll still be good. I just have to make sure that both colors are a little bit towards the top of the leaf, because I think I'm gonna end up cutting quite a bit of each leaf away.
yeah.
Hi, Donna. So happy to see you jump on.
I haven't seen you in forever. It is great. I was gonna say, and I'm looking to see. I was trying to read through lots of other cruises. Sounds like cruising is like the popular vacation.
It does.
And nobody's tried to guess where I'm going. I wonder if I should give it away or just leave it. See who guesses. Anticipation.
Okay, let's see.
Stems. All right. These are easy, very little pieces. I love a grip mat like this so I know Leah's been a long time fan of the grip mat for the big pieces, but I do love them for the little things like this.
Yep. There's not the biggest grip mat person, but
yeah. Love Carol. So relaxing. No cooking, no washing clothes, no making the bed, no vacuuming.
That's fair.
That sounds amazing. I can see why that would be appealing. Okay, we're gonna
Absolutely.
go just a hint of color. Thank you, Ruth.
Oh, thanks, Ruth.
A little hit and miss. Life has been
sporadic right now,
but
let me get this work finished on this house, and Heather on done with her vacation, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of create more of a schedule.
We have been like, we get on and chat together, just like the two of us talking, but usually that's on stuff that we can't
share quite yet.
Yep. So
for sure.
Okay. I'm for sure if I wanted that little hint of color is fun on those. There we go. Okay, I'm not gonna worry even about the little centers on the flower because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna put a gem or a bit of
a jewel.
Yeah,
little jewel.
That's what that's gonna be. So okay, I think that's the end of all of my little bits and bobs and pieces and such.
Nice. I still have mean blending.
Yeah,
it's coming quite along though. I only have one layer left on the yellow green leaf, and then I will just have one leaf left.
I don't even know. I'll put that. Yeah, that's kind of a fun.
And I 100% pre-die cut my sentiment because I knew it was going to be a little fussy. So I have a bit pre-done.
That does help.
Yeah, I made sure on that one.
Can't decide if I want to add that detail layer on the lemons or leave it off. I kind of like them plain, but it is kind of fun with it on. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of prep work to do. I also want to add, I kind of thought, see if that works. I want to add a little score line up the leaves because I feel like it'll be a fun little bit of texture. So
sure.
They're kind of just nice and simple, which is good.
Oh, thanks, Carol. That's nice of you. Appreciate that a lot.
For sure.
We definitely we see each other, whether we're just talking on the phone or if we're on a video chat. We see each other more often than we go live. As Heather mentioned.
I said half the problem is just like I said with our schedule. It's been we're working on stuff that we can't share yet. Oh, look at how cute. Okay, look how much that adds the little leaf. Like adding the little score line. That was a good choice.
Yeah, that is super, super cute.
It's like they're cute, but they're so
all right. The green and yellow leaf is done. Let's do the final one, and then I gotta have to configure how, because I did not really factor in how big these leaves actually are, but I'll figure it out. I always do.
Yeah.
Where is my rubbing alcohol? Where did I put that bottle? Oh, there it is, right in front of my face.
Too obvious.
Reached out and bit me.
Good thing it didn't.
I know, that would have been mean. Like, that would have been really rude.
Rude behavior.
Once again, I do apologize if the sound of machinery is coming through loud and clear.
Yeah. I don't hear anything more.
Hopefully it's not too loud.
I feel like it's toned down since.
Good. Good.
All right.
Got a fuzzy on me. I'm not sure where that
came from. I'll find some little pieces here. Oh, I'm loving those colors.
Oh, I love those.
All right. So I want to put it, I think I'm going to mix it with some pattern paper. This is a Lawn Fawn pattern paper pad called Bitsy Blooms. And I kind of thought, oh, look how cute those go together.
You have been like the pattern paper queen lately.
I've been loving pattern paper. I don't know why, but it's been fun. All right, let's get a piece of that vellum embossed with the Swiss dots, because I know I'm going to put some of that on there. I feel like my lights just blinked. It's really windy here, so hopefully.
Oh, uh-oh.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Okay, I think that's the order I was doing them in. Let's get this final one going. Turquoises and purples. I obviously don't use my purple brush very often. It still looks almost brand new. I'm not the biggest purple person.
Purple person. That's fun to say.
Purple person. That is hard to say, actually.
All right, I'm going to emboss this. So pull out my, all the lemons. Seriously.
The lemons are so cute, Heather. I love that set.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just adorable.
Standard embossing. So I just need, okay. We don't do this very often, so I always have to remember. But this one's just like the standard sandwich that's listed on it.
That one I'm going to kind of angle in that way. Okay. I think I'm kind of formulating a little bit of a plan here. Oh, this is not the right shape.
Look how cute the vellum with this little Swiss dots. Isn't that?
Oh, goodness. That is so cute.
So cute.
Yeah, that looks really good on vellum.
It does. Like I said, I've done, sometimes I can make 3D excuse me, embossing folders work, but it's a little trickier.
Yeah. I
choked on my own.
You okay over there?
Choking on air.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm using 3D embossing folders a little bit more because I am doing some freelance work for Spellbinders.
Mm-hmm.
So I am getting a little bit more used to their sandwiches for running through a machine, and I am enjoying them a little bit more than I did when they first came out.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, hi, Michael. So glad you could pop in for a second.
Turkey class. All right, let's see here.
Oh, this leaf I think is gonna maybe be my favorite one. Oh yeah, already love it.
With purple. With purple.
And it has purple, which is amazing.
Okay. I'm gonna cut an offsets, like half of a circle from this embossed vellum. And I think it's gonna go over the, I don't know, I might cut it a little smaller. My lights did just blink again. Fingers crossed.
Oh, nice.
All right, I'm gonna die cut this and be right back one more time.
Cool. All right, let's see. Oh, just dunked my fingers in purple ink. Super. All right, next shades. Let's switch out my brushes. Okay.
You might cut that smaller, but for now, that's a good start.
What a great circle set you have there.
That is a fairly new one.
Circle sizes.
These are, Simon says they're the new basic shapes circles. I can talk and say that. But one of the best parts is they're detabbed. So they're all individual.
Oh, nice.
There's all of the sizes down to like,
my goodness,
how cute that little bitty one is.
Oh, that is tiny. It looks like a little bubble.
Yeah, like a cute flower center. I don't know. There's so many other fun possibilities.
That is super cute.
Okay.
What a great circle set. Holy cow.
I love it. I think there's I'm not going to say too much and get in trouble, but those really great nested ones might be expanding a little bit.
Ooh.
Leave it at that.
Exciting, exciting.
I'm there for it.
Absolutely.
Nesting set. Okay.
I've got a little bit of my hair hanging in there. Get off.
That never happens to
me. Never.
Ever.
All right, let's see here.
Now we're both on that. What do we need mode?
Yeah.
Do I want to just fill that hole? Background. You know what? We might. Okay, this needs to trim down a little. This is where I play with pattern paper because you have to like keep going until.
Oh, yeah, fair. I kind of forgot. I know you said it, and then it totally went in one ear, out the other about the pattern paper.
Yep.
Welcome to my brain. It's fine.
I can identify. It's okay.
All right.
I saw something the other day that said, I just bought myself some memory foam shoes, so I'm excited to walk into a room and not forget what I'm there for.
That's funny. If only.
If only, huh? All right.
Right.
I'm liking that.
All right.
Kind of a nice soft little layer. Let's see.
Feel good about that.
We tapped a little.
Okay. How are we doing? Oh, we're good on time.
Oh, yeah.
We are doing great on time.
We started on the half hour, which
we did start on the half hour. We have to remember that.
Yep.
At first I was like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, wait.
We're good.
We're good. We're very good.
All right. So we need this cute little
I take a break to kind of wipe my drippy nose. Gotta love allergy season. Like,
right.
I have allergies all year, but they're worse during this spring.
Okay. I'm going to cut that circle a little smaller because I'm feeling like
all right,
a little bit too big.
Our final little reveal on the purple and blue. I will clean those stencils a little bit later. But let's take a look at all three of my leaves to make my rainbow.
How fun. You just need like a huge, like a slim line.
It kind of almost looks like a feather. Yep. In a way.
Those are really pretty in those rooms. And you skipped one layer of the stencil too, right?
I did. I skipped the big outline layer because I wanted to just leave white space. Maybe that's why it makes it look a little bit more like a feather, because I didn't color it in full. All right, I got to die cut these guys now. So let's do that. And then I pre-did the sentiment, so I will show you guys the sentiment here in a little bit. And kind of explain how it works. It's a cool die. I like how it works. It was like a tiny bit time consuming, especially with multiple layers. So I figured.
Good decision.
Just getting it done in advance was the best decision, considering how slow I am typically. Oh, thank you, Ruth. I appreciate that. All right. So then I think this guy just kind of
fits around.
Yeah.
Looks like it does its thing pretty nice and easy.
That it's got a bit of white space, which is kind of nice actually. I like that bit of white space. You could always fussy cut this. This one probably would be an easy one, but I think I'm just going to use the die.
You know what? I think I'm going to trim that down though. I'm just on fiddly mode. This is like the thinking. I'm going to cut both of these down a little bit because I do want to leave a little white border around. So
that makes sense. All right. Where do I want to take this? There. Because, you know, I am frugal and there are some chunks of cardstock that I could reuse after I cut these.
Save
so being frugal Leah over here.
Don't blame you a bit. Oh, soft pattern paper too. Oh my goodness, so cute.
And I think that looks really fun. I like the white space in it.
Cute.
And now if you don't like the white space, there is that stencil that colors in the rest of it. So you could absolutely do that if that is your preference. So keep that in mind.
Very nice. Okay.
So I told Heather the other day that I have to stop being so frugal with washi tape because I have just a ton of it, basically. And so I just have to use it because it'll stop working eventually. So I am not going to be bordery with my tape.
I love that word, bordery.
Bordery.
That's what I said about that pink cardstock.
Yep. That's why I brought it out.
It should totally be a word.
It should be.
Okay. So one funny thing I like to do with pattern paper, you see me, kind of like we do on the edge of die cuts, I like to fluff up the edges a little bit. Because then when you stick it down, you get like a little bit of dimension from the edge of that.
That's kind of fun. Just I think I would love that.
Without having to add like a layer between each one, like you might do with cardstock, but then I don't know, it just adds a little something to it.
Cuteness. Right. I think I know exactly what I'm going to kind of do. I'm going to have to probably kind of fuss around with placement as well, but I think it'll end up turning out really cute in the end. All right, let's get this last guy that I cut here.
I'll grab little scraps of white cardstock because I want to add. Yep, that'll work. These pieces have enough stick left on them. They didn't stick as much as the other ones did, so I can use them twice.
Then they're going to go in the garbage.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Tuck a little bit of white scraps of cardstock behind that little bubbly layers.
Okay.
That way, that'll make that still pop. See how there's like just the open holes, or I'm going to weigh those down so that can dry on there.
Oh, look at how fun those are.
Those are fun. They do look like feathers.
They do look like feathers. I actually kind of like them like that. I think they would have looked more like a leaf if I had used all of the stencils. But I do actually like that they look like a feather. I actually think that's kind of neat.
I agree.
All right, so that's the big leaf die. So let's take a look at, here is what my sentiment looks like fully done. So I'm just going to go over really quickly how I did it. It's really simple. So you have this background layer that kind of mostly acts just as like a place to glue things, because the second layer, the top layer, goes edge to edge. So it has technically two elements. There's the outline, that's all one piece, and then each individual letter. So you'll see here in this little thing, I have all of the little letters that I pulled out. I think you could actually use those letters, cut another background, and you could use the letters again in all gold, and it'll have a little white outline. So kind of lots of ways to use just this one little die set. And I just happened to use it like this. I cut it once from gold pearl. I cut the first layer, or excuse me, I cut the bottom layer just from white. And then I cut this layer a few times, once from gold pearl, a couple times from white, and then just stacked that outline. And I think it turned out pretty fun.
And here are those layers of pattern paper. And then I added that kind of
Ooh,
Swiss
look at
vellum.
that. It's got like a very romantic feel almost.
Yeah, those little flowers are so dainty. And then I left this kind of floating free. I think that'll kind of add a little to the texture as well once I get the.
What was that? What was that style back in the day? Like shabby chic.
Yeah,
It reminds me of that a little bit.
Yep, I can see that. All right, so we're gonna tack 2 of those lemons on there, which then I only need 1 of these little branches because if you look,
okay, let me see my little things. I've got my. I should have let this dry between like 2 hard things because it kind of curled up on me. Let me see if I can kind of trying to decide if I even want it. I think I do. I think it'll be nice to have a little bit. Oh, these are probably going to take up a ton of room. So I was not expecting them to be as large as they were.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. So that might go like that. And then this kind of pop in here. It's going to be a very abstract card, but I think it's going to be kind of fun. And I think, unfortunately, I think the embossed background is just going to be a little too busy with how much I already have going on. So I'm going to save it for another day.
At least you have it ready if you needed it.
Exactly. So I'm going to put it in its packaging so I don't lose it. And maybe then it will also kind of flatten out a little bit.
And I think
I should have dried it between like 2 books or something. That would have been smart. Oh well.
It does tend to flatten out a little bit. It kind of depends on how, you know,
absolutely,
wet you get it or whatever. So, okay.
Okay, so this guy is going to kind of be like that. The yellow is going to pop in here. I still think this is going to be really fun, actually. Just need to make sure I'm getting enough of each color. Do I want to? No, that's not enough. Kind of make a little. I could kind of make a little windmill, like a little windmill pattern.
Ooh, that's cute.
Yeah, maybe pull these down a little bit so I can get a little more pink. That'd be kind of fun, right?
I like it.
Me too.
I'm just getting my.
Oh, I think this is going to be super fun. I like it. And then I leave enough room for these fantastic rainbow gems.
The highlight.
Yeah.
Probably kind of the building point of the whole reason you did rainbow colors, huh?
It is. Yes, it is. You know me well.
You
know me well, Heather.
I do.
Okay, so I am going to want these to be a little popped up with foam, of course. But since I'm going to be trimming quite a bit of it away, I actually have a little bit of an idea. Okay, I need really low tack tape that won't pull up the cardstock underneath or when I pull it away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick it to myself first. Make it less sticky. I could do a 5x7 card, Donna, but I am not prepared for that, and I have to prepare myself for off-size cards. I will fully admit. Okay. All right. So, do I like this placement?
I think it's Donna that's been asking us for forever to do 5x7 cards. One of these.
Is it, Donna? We should do that for you.
So we should do that someday for her.
I just have to wrap my brain around it. Donna, no worries. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I have this kind of lined out. I'm going to find a pencil, and I'm going to mark my cut lines here. At one point, I had a pencil. Now it's going to be finding it. Okay. There it is.
I like that.
do that. I actually might be able to use, I'm not going to do it live, but I maybe could use the pieces I cut away to make another companion card.
Oh, I bet you could
This.
kind of turn them around.
Yeah, kind of do them the opposite way.
Not
Oh,
bad.
Wendy also only makes 5x7 cards. So that might be something worthwhile to try out.
Maybe one of our next lives we'll stretch ourselves and commit to
so
a little something out of her.
I'm just gonna freehand these. It won't be perfect, but that's okay. It's handmade, not Hallmark, right?
Right?
And then I can pop them up a little bit easier with foam tape. I have all right, this is what this is a ginormous roll of foam tape. I'm not exactly sure the brand. I feel like it might be Thermoweb, but I threw away the packaging long ago. But speaking of frugal, when I was packing to move, I have so much foam adhesive. So I am not allowed to buy any foam adhesive until I use all of the foam adhesive I have in its different forms.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donna. All right, I'm going to tuck a little. So I've got my whole little
oh my goodness,
lemon
that is so cute, Heather. Our
cards
cards are
a little piece of foam behind there, so it kind of pops that vellum up. Now that I have that in place, I can hide that foam there, so it adds a little bit in front of the leaves there too. So that'll help kind of build up some dimension there and make that vellum look that much prettier.
All right, there's that one. Okay, trim this guy down.
Then I have to figure out my sentiment. So I didn't use the little detail layers on the lemons. I thought about it, but I kind of just like them without it. And now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, don't they look like little bananas?
They look like bananas. I was just thinking the same
thing. A little bundle of bananas.
I'm like, you could just turn those into bananas for a different card.
Little banana card. Look at, and then we've got like the little stem there. I don't know if bananas, I guess they kind of have a stem, right?
Yeah. Oh, that could totally be bananas.
Yeah. So that might be another card another day. But
all right, so there's that guy.
For the flowers, and then I need to figure out which sentiment.
Nice. That card is so cute, Heather.
I am so excited with those lemons.
Those lemons are adorable. All right. Here, I might need to get a couple little small pieces.
See which sentiment.
I like my card is like turning out to be like a little abstract, but I'm kind of loving it.
So fun. I love that little pinwheel. Okay, I think I'm going to use the miss you sentiment. It just feels like it kind of fits in there. And this is like a mostly die cut ink blend. We're just going to only need the.
I love that. Actually, mine is too.
Okay, but kind of by default. We didn't really.
We kind of, yeah. I didn't even really think about that.
Yep. Worked out well.
That guy.
Okay, this is one of my favorite inks for really good solid.
It's kind of nice. You gave me one, and I need to break it out and use it. But I need to test it first. I can't do it live, so
yeah. Well, you don't have a sentiment.
Well, I'm not stamping a sentiment anyway, so
yeah. It does such a great job, especially on those really solid sentiments.
Look at, and I have all of these left. I bet you I could try to figure something out with these. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. They may end up in the trash, but
which is gonna win? Frugal Leah or non-hoarder Leah?
Yeah. Well, if I can't figure something out, they'll go in the trash because I'm not gonna hoard something that I can't figure out something to do with.
Good decision. All right, I'm going to emboss this in clear. That's been a new favorite thing with black stamping with that ink too, because it stays wet so well, and it just makes that black pop and makes it shiny.
Very cool.
And after that, I kind of forgot about it, but I'll turn my heat gun on for a second. I don't know if it'll mute it, so but it'll be
should eventually. I think. I feel like it did the last time we did this. Don't quote me on that, but. Right, let's see. Can you fit anywhere so I don't waste it? Oh yeah, it's like, have you? Oh yeah, it totally muted you, Heather. Like, I mean, it totally muted. Yeah.
Perfect.
At first I was like, are you going to do it?
Well, I'm glad it did it so well then. That's awesome.
I happened to glance over and saw you actually were, and I'm like, oh, it totally muted it.
Perfect. Okay. Also, as a hindsight here, I'm like, I really kind of want to add some of those little hearts kept around there. So not quite sure what color yet. So I might stamp them in a few colors and then just decide which ones we like. But I'll die cut that sentiment in a minute.
All right. Oh, look at that placement. I think that turned out so fun.
That's fun.
Oh,
It's going to be perfect around the sentiment too. That's a perfect.
right? Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. It turned out so fun. All right. I need some little strips for this guy. Oh, I forgot. I should actually do this, but I should grab the little secondary sentiment option that I want to add there too. So now I'm thinking, I do have the gold foiled ones, but I already have gold on that. So maybe I'll actually use the one that's just black if I have. Do I have? Oh yeah, I do right here. I've got this, but I also have these last little ones because I think just a clean little strip of like a black sentiment will be a nice touch on this somewhat kind of modern, clean and graphic card.
Which one will be? Sorry, I missed what you said there. My phone made a.
I'm sorry. It kind of sounds like there's an argument going on outside. I'm trying to like make sure everything is good.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird. Okay. Well, I'm just not my problem.
Good decision.
I'm just gonna ignore. I'm just gonna ignore over here.
Okay. There we've got some fun little heart options, and you can die cut. All
right. I don't want any of those, so I got to look at this one. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. So I have the thanks. Ooh, I like this one. The ones down here. You are the best. That one's really cute. Also, like these ones for your generosity, for your hospitality. Those are cute. This is a good one. This is the I think it's called Giving Thanks. And I think they have it in this one, and then they have it in the reverse.
Yeah. Well. I love those options. Not the set I need.
I'm having a hard deciding which one to use, Heather.
Choices.
Too many choices, and they're all good ones. I mean, so grateful for everything you do is even a good one. Oh. Decisions. I do have time. That's true.
But you're almost done, aren't you?
I am. Yep.
Still have to add bling, but
gotta add bling. But yeah, my card was pretty clean and simple this time around, even though I had to blend 3 panels.
Both had pretty equivalent ink blending without even like trying. We're just so used to doing it together. We just make.
I know. Okay, will you grab your paper trimmer and make a decision? Come on.
Oh, nice. Okay. I am in very much luck because the sentiment I need is down on the corner, so I don't have to cut all of these apart.
Oh, I think it's the wrong way. It is. I'm pretty sure I do have that sentiment set, and it is such a good one, Heather.
I know. I think it was one of those ones that I was like, why do I not have this one?
Yes. It was one of those ones where it got sent to me without the die set, and I immediately bought the die set when the die set released.
Just because it was good. It's like the perfect. Hold on, I'm gonna pull out the stamp set again so everyone can see that while I cut these apart. But there's just such great basic sentiments on there. I love it, and they pair with like you've got there the little secondary. I love adding a secondary sentiment to a.
Oh yeah, I love, and these little things are perfect for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, let's get this guy trimmed down. All right, I'm picking either you are the best or I appreciate you, mostly because they were at the very bottom, and so I don't have to cut. And that's make this like a bunch of different chunks.
And they both work really well anyway. All right.
I think I need to put a new blade on that because that did not cut perfectly. So I'm going to get the little little pieces that were kind of torn, I guess is the right word for that. Okay. I appreciate you. You are the best. And that's going to just go. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so cute. I don't know which one to use, Heather.
Well, if you do a secondary card with the other stuff.
Oh, fair. I could just do the other one. I got to figure out a way because I would like to try to use these in some way, but it's kind of the butts of the leaves, so I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Leaf butts. They're leaf butts.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, I think I'm going to do You Are the Best. I'm going with it.
Executive decision.
Yes. Now you could use a paper trimmer for this to make it more exact, but nah. I am not going to worry about that.
Here.
All right. I actually think I need to break out a new pack of my thin. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I do need to. I meant to the other day and I forgot. I need some new thin foam strips here. Goodness, this is being done.
I think I like those just in the yellow, but I'm going to die cut the others just in case those
The hearts are so cute.
Little Adam.
Okay, this is being very not cooperative. Holy cow. Sorry if I'm making a ruckus, friends.
It's okay.
But I needed to get that out. All right. So this guy needs some thin ones, but not on everything. So kind of the inks, not the T and the H, just the inks need some foam strips here.
That's a great way to remember what part you have to put it on. I love that.
Inks.
Usually it's on a phrase. I just remember the part of the phrase, but
yeah.
It's on a word too. I agree, Wendy.
I think so too, Wendy. They do. It's important.
And I need to put these little bitty bits away right now before I lose them, because those little hearts are way too cute to not have.
What are?
Oh, the dies for the little hearts.
Oh yeah, they are so
cute.
All right. And then this guy needs some too. Come on. Hey. Work with me here, friend. There we go. It was trying to get away from me. Okay. I don't have much of my release paper to put this strip back on. There we go. Oh my goodness. That is just so cute.
I think I'm going to put all the hearts on, but those are pretty darn cute.
All the hearts. You can never have too many hearts, right?
I mean, that is probably true. Maybe, I don't know. That feels like too many. Putting all of them there.
That's fair. Okay, maybe you can have too many hearts.
It's possible. It might be. I think I like I think I'll save the green and the... Honestly, I think just one even is maybe the best on this. Like just right under there.
That is such a cute card. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm dying over how cute that looks.
I
love it.
Hard favorite right away.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, let's get this added to the front here. Okay. I really want to find a way to make a companion card with the leaf butts. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure it out.
I'm sure you'll share it once. And if you do,
of course.
We will all get to see.
Are the best.
All right, snuggle that in there.
All right, let's get these fabulous rainbow gems added here.
still torn.
I don't think they'd flip over if you do the shimmy shake, so I think I gotta flip them over myself. Oh, there's one that did not turn out, so let's toss that guy. So it's really interesting because from the angle I'm looking at them, they only look like they are pink and yellow and orange, but when I flip them around, they have like the other tone of color in them. They are the weirdest gems in the world.
That's so fun.
So cool.
Yep.
It is wild though. I'm interested to see how they photograph.
Yeah. They definitely do their best justice.
Super,
like
super. Oh no!
Oh no!
That was stupid, Leah.
Oops. Totally done that. Totally done that.
That was not smart.
Remember the last live we did together where I totally just like shook my shaker before it had time to.
And shaker bits came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to like show people like, look, they changed color. That was the dumbest, maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever done. Okay. Brain not firing on all cylinders.
I will not judge.
Okay, all right, there we go. Hey, no harm, no foul. I think we're good. I think I got them all.
At least those are pretty easy to pick up. So
yeah. All right. Wendy says we'll be waiting with great anticipation to see the leaf butts card.
You're gonna have to call it that now when you.
I know, right? If I post it, that's what I call random placement. Yeah, that's a little too random for me there. All right, let's see here.
Success. All right. I'm using different but coordinating dazzling gems. Same.
Nice.
That's too big.
Oh, those are so pretty. I can't get over how fun these are. So darn fun. Wow. Let's see. Maybe a little set down in here. And maybe a little duo up there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
Easy peasy. I'm almost done. I'm just going to do some little trios tucked around there as well.
All right, let's gently put these back in their little container. Now I have to find a way to do something with the leaf butts card. I have to.
Just a must.
It's now a must, so I can actually call it a leaf butt card.
It's a thing.
It is a thing. What gems are you using?
I'm using the same dazzling, but I'm doing butter, which is a pretty yellow, and then leaf, which is obviously green.
Very
and
nice.
then some sparkling clear ones.
Very cool.
That. We'll see here. I don't know. I think that might be too many, but
all right. I am done.
Sweet. I'm almost there. I'm still like
let it be known I finished before Heather.
Yep. I was gonna say this has to be
and
like
she didn't have to just sit there twiddling her thumbs.
How long should I make Leah twiddle her thumbs now, right?
I mean, it is only fair. Oh, you know what? It did sling a couple of these across my desk. Let me grab them. While I'm thinking about it. Okay, now that they're on my card and glued down, maybe if I show them at different angles, there we go. It will show how it does that crazy rainbow.
Because you can tip it around now.
Yeah, if you just have to tip them around. It's so wild. Like, I don't fully understand how it does that.
I know. It's just magic.
You get the full, it's literally magic because you get the full rainbow gradient. You just have to move it. In every single gem, you get the full rainbow gradient. It's wild. I'm so glad you found these.
I know. Me too. Okay. Changing out.
All right. Rainbow butts. Rainbow butts.
You can think about those for me while you wait for me.
Put my rainbow leaf butts here, and I am absolutely going to try to figure out a way to make a little companion card with them.
Okay.
Because then I can also use the I appreciate you.
That's true.
And while you're doing that, I am going to clean my desk off because it feels kind of gross.
Just ignore me. I'm just sitting here overthinking my bling placement.
You are totally fine. I'm just going to spritz this down, some rubbing alcohol, and get it nice and clean. Because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like there's almost like, you know, when you erase something and you have the little bits from the eraser, that's like what it feels like. It's possible it's just that it's, oh, you know what I bet you it is?
What's that?
All of the construction that's going on in this house.
Oh,
I bet you it's
that would totally make sense.
Dust or something. Feels gritty.
Yeah. Probably everything feels gritty when you have house projects happening.
That does.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm going to close my bling so I don't throw it around.
A little bit better.
You know, somebody else.
Audrey was saying how cool the gems are. Aren't they so cool? The whole reason why I made this card this way is I wanted to use the gems.
Okay. There we go. Close these up and then
two totally different styles of cards.
Totally different. We both did a ton of ink blending, a little bit of die cutting, and then Okay. So since nobody guessed, if anyone hung in all the way to the end, because I know my trip. The reason I had lemons on my mind is our trip in May, mostly, is going to be in Italy. And yay! I'm excited to go back there. I have been there before, not London.
Not sitting over here jealous or anything.
You could come. You could come. We could.
Oh no, I can't either. I wish.
I know. Hey, we only went a little over an hour, which is pretty good.
I know, and that's really good considering. I switched back to myself. If that's.
Yep, I figured that out. So I'll catch up now, and I'll do the same.
Well, I got to get my face lighting figured out, but today was not the day to worry about it.
No, it was a little bit of a last minute, like, oh yeah, that's right, we're doing this. Let's get it going.
All right. Well, thank you, Wendy. Thanks everybody for joining us. That whether or for those that join live, if you're watching on replay, thanks so much for checking it out after the fact. We hope you like our little cards that we brought together. I did mention during the video, but of course the stencils that I wanted to use ended up, I think, being sold out, but they are on pre-order. So if you wanted to grab them, you still can.
Gems are in stock, I believe. And I think everything I used is mostly because it's a little bit older stuff. Yeah. So if you want to use that. But thank you for joining us while we had fun gabbing and chatting and crafting together. And we'll try and do these. We're gonna work it. We're gonna get a little more consistent.
We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. Let's get this house finished. What's going on in here? So Leah's not overstimulated.
I'm gonna be so happy when it's done.
Yeah. Because when they're building my house, I can go once a day and then I get to leave.
Right. 100%. All right. Well, we're gonna let you guys go. Thank you again for joining. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. Of course, we'll get these posted along with the leaf butt card from Leah. Maybe I'll make a banana card. Maybe I'll get the banana card going. You never know. With all those extra.
You should totally do a banana card. I think that would be really fun.
We'll both have a bonus card. It'll be great.
There we go. Perfect. All right, friends.
All right. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys again soon.